Welcome back to the American Beardor YouTube channel. Really appreciate all the support on the last video. That was the most views I've ever gotten by far. The most likes, subscriptions, and comments. Reading those and responding was super fun. And I'm really excited to continue the series. In today's episode of the Cycling Nations Cup, we are continuing with the early spring classics, such as La Flèche Wallonne, and also we're seeing the debuts of Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, and Tadej Pogacar, some of the best cyclists in the world. I really hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Before we watch the races, let's see the schedule for A-League Season 1. Today we have La Flèche Wallonne, Dwars door Vlaanderen, and UAE Tour. But later in the season, we have Paris-Roubaix, World Champs, La Vuelta a España, and Il Lombardia as some of the most famous races featured in this year's season. Next season, there will probably be races like La Tour de France, La Giro d'Italia, and Ronde van Vlaanderen. Get excited. Here is the weekly Cycling Nations news. All you need to know and more about what's going on in the Cycling Nations Cup. Of course, we have to recap last week. Graal Andersen was victorious, and he found success by gaining a lot of time in the breakaway and being a well-rounded rider to win the race, just over Roglic. Also, we have rumors of maybe Baggioli will move on to the A team for Italy after maybe poor performance by Fausto Masnada and just a general consensus that Baggioli could offer more to the team. Of course, Ewan is the best sprinter in the world right now after he delivered 3 stage wins in the first race, and he will be the favorite going into any flat stage. And the next race we got, Flèche Wallonne. Alaphilippe is upset he's not listed as the favorites, but Van der Poel, Van Aert, and Pogacar will all be fighting along with Alaphilippe for the best victory for the first classic of this year. So far, we've dabbled in the rumors of the cycling world. We've dabbled in the highlights, maybe the previews for what's going on. Let's see the big starters on the rosters, and let's get into the race. We have Remco Evenepoel, Wout van Aert, Alaphilippe, Pogacar, Roglic, Bernal, Van der Poel, Valverde. Those are the big names from these top teams. Also, we have riders like Mark Hirschi, Michael Woods, Schachmann trying to make a statement on some of these so-called weaker teams. And now let's race La Flèche Wallonne, which ends on the famous Mer de Huy. We're starting to see the race heat up as Magnus Cort Nielsen, Jack Haig, and Sonny Colbrelli all attacking from the main field to try and catch the breakaway of 6, which includes Landa, Mader, Buchmann, Gregar, Kuss, and Caruso. So very strong climber breakaway. And now the attacks are really coming in, as this could be a strong group of 9 out of the field, led by Pavel Sivakov and Jan Polanc. The counterattack fizzled out, and now the breakaway is falling apart. Jonas Gregar and Gino Mader already in big-time trouble, as Tadej Pogacar himself is on the front, presumably for Primoz Roglic. Maybe Roglic is on a very good day. Also Remco Evenepoel working for Wout van Aert, but it looks like this race will come all back together with 24 kilometers to go. And the fireworks have really started. Here we have Alaphilippe, Roglic, Gunefroy, Max Schachmann ahead, and no one seems to be able to give too much chase, but this is the first attack of all of the favorites coming into fruition. Egan Bernal, and we have a counterattack with Wout van Aert, Quinn Simmons, Bernal, Van der Poel, and Michael Woods. And here we are within the final 7K on the penultimate climb. Let's see if I can pronounce it. La Côte de Charauf. Let me know if that is right. I am sorry if it's not. But here we go. Wout van Aert with the big attack with Gunefroy and Alaphilippe trying to chase him down. Woods, Bernal, Roglic, Van der Poel, Matthews, and Tiesj Benoot. But all of a sudden, Matthews, Gunefroy, and Benoot finding it too hard, as Julian Alaphilippe upset that he wasn't considered a favorite, and he wants to go win this race. On the descent before the last climb of the Mer de Huy is Alaphilippe, Bernal, Roglic, Van der Poel, Van Aert, and Michael Woods. Valverde is attacked from the field, but pretty much the field has nothing left. It is just decimated. Poor Jonas Vingegaard left with no teammates. But back to the front of the race. With 2.5 kilometers to go, Roglic makes his move on the flat. He looks like he's just leading out Wout van Aert. And Egan Bernal, Alaphilippe look like they could also make a charge. But here we go, up the Mer de Huy with the great gradients. And Julian Alaphilippe takes the lead. And Alaphilippe looks stronger than the rest. Van der Poel and Van Aert are finding it a little tough. But Egan Bernal trying to make up the ground. Same with Primoz Roglic. Egan Bernal seems to be gaining on Alaphilippe. But can he turn the corner? Julian Alaphilippe versus Egan Bernal. And on the line it is Alaphilippe, the Frenchman with a famous victory. La Flèche Wallonne, Roglic 3rd, Van Aert 4th, Van der Poel 5th, and everyone else ran totally out of energy. These five are the only ones with anything left. Looks like Benut will get 6th. Mick Woods, pretty good for USA Canada, in 7th. Michael Matthews, for only having 70 mountain, 8th isn't too bad. And McNulty makes it 2 in the top 10 for USA Canada. And Simon Geschke, 10th place. That's incredibly impressive, beating likes of Valverde, Vingegaard, and Evenepoel. So what a race and a great win for Julian Alaphilippe. It's a rainy day in Belgium in the Tour of Vlaanderen, the first couple classic, as we see really the first big moves of the race being made. 23 riders have been left off the back, the strongest of which being Yves Lampaert, very good, Danny van Poppel, Degenkolb, and Kodnefroy. Off the front, we have a group of 4 with Suter, Sanchez, Jorgensen, and Mikkel Froelich Honore. But yeah, with 60 kilometers to go, it is Belgium and Netherlands doing all of the work up front. The breakaway riders seem to be out of energy as Honore is about to be swept up, Suter and Sanchez and Jorgensen being the last remaining. But Belgium and Netherlands continue to push very hard, as we haven't had any attacks from the favorites, but there we go. Hugo Hofstetter, Trentin, maybe Stuyven trying to attack. We have 3 cobbled sections remaining. This race is interesting because there's a lot of hills at the beginning, and then once you get to the end, it's pretty flat with a couple cobbled sections. But back to the race, Matteo Trentin for Italy, not one of the favorite teams, and he'll be caught in Sylvain Dillier being the best rider in this whole thing. He might be one of the lowest rated riders, but it doesn't matter. He's always up there making an impact for the Switzerland team. Campagnards, Van Barle, and Seneschal look to make a move with Krauw Anderson, trying to do something again. Soren Krauw Anderson is on some form, as a group of 9 has gotten away, maybe not by himself, but Van Aert, now joined by Laporte, Van Barle, Asgreen, Colbrelli, and Stefan Kung, seem to have a big lead over the Mohoric and Pollitt-led peloton that I don't think has the caliber of riders to do it. All of the big teams, France, Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, Denmark, and Switzerland's smaller team, they're all up front, and all of the smaller teams like Germany, Australia, New Zealand, USA, HSA, all having to do the chase, and I don't know if they have the firepower. Colbrelli now making a little jaunt, a little 10-second gap, but Dylan Van Barle looking to close that down. But here we are within the last 6.5 kilometers. Sonny Colbrelli still leading the race, as Stefan Kung and Wout van Aert really don't want him to be out front, and they will catch him. And now it's 6, and I don't think this group has what it takes. With 5Ks left, even the likes of Tadej Pogacar might be done for, as this front group could be what decides it. Notably, no Alaphilippe here, and no Mathieu van der Poel. Mathieu van der Poel is even in this group. He is done. Mathieu van der Poel is done. And also, oh no, Casper Asgreen has fallen out of the group. That is tragic for Asgreen with 2 kilometers to go. Laporte's opening up, but he's just leading out Wout van Aert. There is no way in which Wout van Aert does not win this race. Sonny Colbrelli will give it a go, but you lead out Wout van Aert like that, and you're asking to be beaten. Laporte will hang on for 2nd, Colbrelli 3rd, Van Barle 4th, Kung 5th, and Mads Pedersen with a good sprint for 6th. Seneschal, the Spanish, get in the top 10. That's impressive for Garcia Cortina. But Wout van Aert was just let out beautifully by Christophe Laporte. Maybe Laporte forgot they're on different teams. They're usually both on the same Jumbo team. Here we are at the final race of today's episode. We have the UAE Tour establishing 2 big mountain stages, a time trial, and then also many sprint flat stages that are all pancake flat. And the mountain stages are just one big mountain, Jebel Hafit being the queen stage, and then also like a short time trial in there. Belgium, as always, pretty much rated as the best team with Remco Evenepoel for the mountains and Philipsen for the sprints. That's a wonderful team. Vingegaard will look to try and win this thing. So will Enric Mas, Valverde, Landa, just a beautiful climbing team from Spain. Roglic is here, but no Pogacar. We have Egan Bernal, David Gaudu, and then you can see the rest. Ghana maybe trying to win the time trial. Caleb Ewan, can he continue his heroics? And we have Stefan Kung also trying to win that time trial. Weakest teams, USA and Germany, with Schachmann, Bauhaus maybe doing something. Michael Woods might try, but these teams might suffer because neither have a dominant flat sprinter. Poor old Maro Schmid is in a lonely, lonely world, as I deserve maybe a like on this video for having to watch the UAE Tour flat stages. It is, I'd swear, it's just one road out and then just one road right back. and there's nothing to watch. It's just desert, and there's one breakaway rider, and nothing's happening. So drop a like for my suffering for you guys. Maudo Schmidt has been caught as we run into the last 7 kilometers. Every rider has a ton of energy because literally nothing has happened so far. Caleb Ewan and Anno Damar each split the victories of each of these intermediate sprints. But here we go, inside the last 5 kilometers, and the Dutch are on the front looking for Fabio Jakobsen, I am sure. And here he is, the European champion, with Wout, not Wout van Aert. We have Danny van Poppel and Wilco Kelderman. Obviously, Wilco Kelderman is the best lead-out man you can have. Stuyven for Merlier. I don't see Philipsen anywhere, so it looks like Tim Merlier is the choice for Belgium. Caden Groves trying to lead out Caleb Ewan. Can Caleb Ewan continue his dominance? But Fabio Jakobsen with Tim Merlier, I don't think Ewan has it. Is Jakobsen versus Merlier? And Merlier, after a terrible San Juan, will be just dominance. Nizolo coming up to get 4th place and get no points again. Damar 2nd, Ewan 3rd. Nizolo continues to just do nothing. Bilbao has 5th. Jakobsen died all the way down to 6th. What a ride from Mark Hershey to get 7th. That's amazing. Milano disappointing all the way down in 8th. But Tim Merlier, Volta San Juan, he got 7th. He was nowhere. And apparently he was the right choice. He obliterated the field. Great stuff from the Belgian. 5K to go. Netherlands is leading. Will Nizzolo get 4th again? That is the storyline of the race. But in actuality, maybe Tim Merlier. But he looks a little out of sorts with no teammates. We see Caleb Ewan, who's won both intermediate sprints, coming up with 3.5K, but he's no teammates either. A lot of teams maybe a little bit premature. Philipsen now in the lead, on the wheel of Campenaerts. I think they're going for Philipsen. I don't see Tim Merlier. Rowan Dennis maybe try and lead out Ewan. Nizolo honestly looks like a good position. And Fabio Jakobsen with a great lead out from Danny van Poppel. Jakobsen, did he jump on everyone? Philipsen right there, but Fabio Jakobsen. Great stuff. And Nizolo's going to get 4th. Nizolo gets 4th. Nizolo can't stop getting 4th. Yes. Jakobsen, Philipsen, Damar, Giacomo Nizolo. Ewan has fallen off of his pedestal. A little bit unsettled, maybe. Gaviria in 6th, Bau has 7th, Van Poppel and Joel Suter somehow got in the top 10. But Giacomo Nizzolo got 4th place. That is awesome. Time trial tomorrow. The early stages of the time trial, Mikkel Bjerg with the lead over Steimle and Paulus. Tom Dumoulin with his very good ratings. What can he produce? And he takes the lead. He was behind Bjerg by 6 seconds, but he caught up and now beats him by 2, as it seems that Tom Dumoulin will have the best time until maybe Stefan Kung or Filippo Ganna later on. Pippo Ganna, with 3Ks to go, took the lead at the first time check, but tied with Bissiger. And Bissiger didn't even beat Tom Dumoulin, but Filippo Ganna's Filippo Ganna. I think, of course, he'll win, right? As he comes into the line, Dumoulin had a storming second half of the time trial, but into Ajman is Filippo Ganna. He keeps his advantage, and he will easily take the lead, because I think the only one who can challenge him, Rowan Dennis not there, is Stefan Kung. And my guy Stefan Kung is 6 seconds out in the first time check. Remco Evenepoel is 2nd, Kelderman is 4th. But what has happened to Stefan Kung? He comes into the line, and it's disaster. 8th place, the Swiss 7th and 8th. They had such high hopes. This was their stage, and it will not come to fruition, as maybe Primoz Roglic is the next one who can do something big. And here he goes into the last kilometer. Primoz, nothing. Wow. So Primoz Roglic and Stefan Kung are busts. And shocking stuff, Kasper Asgreen has tied Filippo Ganna and taken the lead at the first time check. This would be huge for the Danes to keep up the momentum from San Juan. Asgreen coming into the line in Ajman in 3rd place is not bad. I don't think anyone, maybe except for Laporte, I don't think there's anyone else other than Laporte who can challenge. And that'll be a point for Denmark, so not too bad. And Laporte will get 4th place. So it looks like Ganna, Evenepoel, Asgreen will be the podium. I will let you know if it's different, but I assume this will be the podium. And here we go. Filippo Ganna with the win over Evenepoel and Asgreen. A dominant win from Ganna. Disappointing from Dennis, Bissiger, and Kung. And of course, Primoz Roglic not even in the top 10. 8 kilometers to go on a very uneventful stage to this point. Bauhaus has taken out both of the intermediate sprints and now is tied with Ewan at the top of the points. But Spain just controlling the front, no real attacks. The likes of Bernal, Evenepoel, Roglic should be contending for the stage. Maybe a David Gaudu somewhere in there. And here we go. Primoz Roglic with 5 kilometers to go says that is enough waiting around. And Enrique Mas and David Gaudu trying to chase him down. Also, Jonas Vingegaard is another good shout for the win today, as Primoz Roglic leads by 20 seconds. And Vingegaard chasing, but I don't know if they're going to catch him. Will Roglic just keep doing the same thing and continue to win? Oh, it doesn't look like it, as he might be running out of energy and he's caught. Jonas Vingegaard now in the front, and it's Evenepoel, Roglic, Mas, and Vingegaard with everyone else done. This race was super easy, but no one had anything to give today. As Jonas Vingegaard on the front, who will make the first step, and it's Jonas. But can he hold off Roglic? Mas, he drops out, and it's Roglic versus Vingegaard. Roglic on the left, I think he's the faster of the two. He'll beat his Jumbo teammate, or will Vingegaard win? Roglic runs out of energy and opens the door for Vingegaard. Mas third, Evenepoel fourth, Haig with a decent performance in fifth, all of Colombia getting 6th, 7th, and 8th. But Jonas Vingegaard just ahead is Roglic, and Denmark takes the lead now of the UAE Tour. Stage 5 of the UAE Tour is coming to a close. That is the carbon copy of stages 1 and 2. We have Australia on the front for Caleb Ewan. He wants to get a win after being dominant in San Juan and then just really not turning in his top-tier performances. But he did win the intermediate sprint, so maybe that says something. Philipsen being led out by Jasper Stuyven. We have Nizolo, who's going to get 4th place, of course. Choi, who is on my team of guys that's supposed to not interfere, is doing a good job interfering. But here we have Stuyven continuing to lead the race, and now Kellerman, Van Poppel, and Jakobsen. Philipsen ran out of lead-up men, and now Netherlands is trying, but Jakobsen is detached from Van Poppel. Will Van Poppel win, or will Giacomo Nizzolo win? Go Giacomo! Nizzolo! Yes! I wanted him to either get 4th or win, and he keeps getting 4th place, 4th place, 4th place. He wins ahead of Philipsen and Demar. Let's go Giacomo Nizzolo. Caleb Ewan, absolutely nowhere in 10th. Barely beats Choi, who was 56 sprint. But Nizzolo, Philipsen, Demar will get points. Bauhaus, just outside. Jakobsen had a great position. He had a great chance, but he could not stay on Van Poppel's wheel. And I just want to see Nizzolo win again. Yeah, come on. Giacomo, where are you? There he is. Look at him. He's too good to be beaten. He would never lose. Inevitable. I love it. 10 kilometers to go in rainy Dubai on stage 6. Rowan Dennis leads. Maybe Caleb Ewan can figure it out, but he has struggled. Hot and cold so far this season, and it maybe is not Super Ewan, the undefeatable Australian we might have expected. Here he is with 4 kilometers to go. Again, just too far to the front with no teammates. I don't know where Caden Gross has gone, who led him out so well previously in San Juan. Fernando Gaviria, he has been totally just obsolete. He's been totally gone. Anor Damar has not done a ton. Of course, Giacomo Nizzolo is going to win, and the Dutch will do the same thing. Except this time, Jakobsen's actually on the wheel, and Fabio Jakobsen inside the last K. Can anyone come around? Caleb Ewan and Anor Damar are trying, but Jakobsen executes perfectly. Nizzolo will get 5th place. Perfect. But Jakobsen, Anor Damar, Caleb Ewan, Philipsen just outside of the points. And the green jersey is super tight. 4 riders coming into the finish were within 1 point. So I think Jakobsen might take it with that victory. Fernando Gaviria 7th. Maybe that's something for him to get some points. Phil Bauhaus is up there in the points competition. But good stuff from Jakobsen. And the lead-out train of Danny Van Poppel was perfect today. We have 12 kilometers to go in the last stage of the UAE Tour. We have Jebel Hafit. Pretty steady gradient climb, but quite tough. Breakaway of 4, including Roman Bardet, Jorgensen, and Kamna. James Pickley just got dropped. And Kruijswijk, Nibali, and Dumoulin have all fallen. So that's a disaster for Netherlands. I do not know who their leader will be now, as Jorgensen trying to make a little attack with Kamna and Bardet right there. Pickley gets caught as Jack Haig, maybe with a little attack. Denmark trying to control the field with Asgreen, Bjerg, and Skelmos Jensen. Roglic, 1 second, only 1 second behind Jonas Vingegaard. Just needs a better time bonus, and he will win this race. But he will not get a time bonus if they are all up front, as Jorgensen and Bardet continue to look good, as Leonard Kamna has been dropped. We have Gaudu, Woods, Valverde. Joe Dombrowski, of course, is going to win this race. And David Gaudu with an attack. Gaudu trying to maybe bridge up to his teammate Roman Bardet. Woods, Valverde, Roglic won't let him go. And where is Jonas Vingegaard? Oh, there he is. He's kind of far back on the wheel of Evenepoel, and he might not be able to respond to this attack by Primoz Roglic, but it is broken up. Michael Woods and Valverde leading. US is very apparent on the front, and Jorgensen still trying to hold on. He's dropped Roman Bardet. What a ride from the young American. Matteo Jorgensen looking spectacular. Gaudu can't even catch him. Egan Bernal now with a little attack off the front. Roglic trying to chase it down himself. Vingegaard still just hanging maybe a little bit far back for at least my comfort, but I'm not Vingegaard. I don't know what he's capable of. 2Ks to go. Jorgensen, come on, Jorgensen, hold on. That would be amazing if Matteo Jorgensen could win it, but Bernal looks dangerous right now. Him and Gaudu look quite dangerous, but Jorgensen isn't giving up. Roglic, Woods, and Vingegaard isn't there to respond. The Primoz Roglic is making a move on him for the win, but Matteo Jorgensen, come on, man, win it. Matteo Jorgensen, 500 meters to go. No, Roglic, don't do it. Come on, Jorgensen to the line. Bernal and Roglic, but they can't beat Matteo Jorgensen. What a victory. Roglic is going to win this race overall. Matteo Jorgensen wins the stage. Gaudu up there. Vingegaard just never had it today. Woods does fairly all right. Vingegaard, Schachmann, Evenepoel, and the rest. Jorgensen wins, though. I am so delighted with that. And Primoz Roglic will win this race. Egan Bernal might even get second. Just total disaster. Vingegaard's team was on the front controlling the race, and he just was not up to the tasks today. Maybe just a little bit gun-shy in the leader's jersey. Oh, Matteo Jorgensen. Great stuff. We will wait for the rest of the riders to come in, and we will see the final results. Here we go. Jorgensen with the great stage win. But who won this race? Primoz Roglic out of Jonas Vingegaard, Remco Evenepoel, Enrique Mas, and Gaudu. Bernal was apparently too far behind, so he will just be 6th. McNulty, 7th. Haig, 8th. Miguel Angel Lopez, never saw him, but he got 9th. And Juan Ayuso, 10th. So 2 Spanish riders in the top 10. And then we have Best Climber, won by Jonas Vingegaard. I mean, there was really only those 2 climbing stages, so that's a consolation point for Denmark. Anor Damar ends up winning the points classification just ahead of Caleb Ewan and young rider Remco Evenepoel. And we have team, of course it's Movistar. It could be no one else winning the team classification. Good job from Spain. With his strong win in the UAE Tour and good second place in San Juan, Primoz Roglic with 27 total points dominates the overall rider standings. Jonas Vingegaard has been solid in both, so he is 2nd. Wout van Aert is 3rd with his win in Tours door Vlaanderen. Ewan still hanging on for 4th. Carl Anderson for 5th. Alaphilippe with his very good Flèche Wallonne win moves into 6th, and then the top 10 is rounded out with Ganna, Bernal, Evenepoel, and Dillier. As for the team battle, it is very close. It is a big 4-way fight between Belgium, France, Hungary, Slovenia, Austria, and Denmark, but Belgium with Wout van Aert just gets the lead. France solidly in 2nd with no breakout stars, but Damar being solid, Alaphilippe being good. HSA is purely Roglic. Denmark with Søren Kragh Andersen and Jonas Vingegaard. Then we have Italy in 5th, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, Netherlands, Colombia, USA, Canada just outside of the relegation battle fought between Spain and Germany. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed the start to the Spring Classics and also the UAE Tour. Next episode, we'll be going into Paris-Roubaix, which I'm really excited for, one of the most famous races in the cycling world. But yeah, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions or want to suggest something new. But thank you so much, and until next time, the American Barodur.